Dreams are a lot like pictures. When the Lord gives you a dream or vision for your future, your view of it's a bit blurry. You aren't sure how to share with someone, but eventually that dream may come to pass. And then you can really show someone what the Lord had shown you. One of the first dreams I remember was being some type of an artist. I remember my neighbor's dad was a graphic designer, and I thought that he meant he made comic books. So I started drawing. I drew cartoons and knights and cars, and I would spend hours trying to get better. But I almost gave up on drawing because my mom didn't like anime, so I told her I'd throw all my drawings away. My parents did build homes though, so I started to draw house plans. I thought that I could become an architect. Imagine a 13-year-old using a ruler and imagining a house that they would build. I knew my grandpa could draft, so I started taking drafting classes in high school. Then I got to calculus and realized that I hated math, so that dream kind of died. But maybe my dream of a home was filling it with my own family. I had good parents and siblings. Maybe I could create a family of my own. But when I got to high school, I started to get serious about my faith. And an older student discipled me and encouraged me to take over FCA. So a new dream was formed in my heart, and by senior year, I was the president. My dreams of becoming some type of designer were quickly replaced with becoming a pastor. I recognized a calling from the Lord to pursue youth ministry, so I did. I made a lot of good friends in college, and I even met my wife, and I got involved in a good church, but I was also faced with the reality of friends falling away from the faith. These relationships splintered into many more dreams. My first few sermons were atrocious. I'm talking list off 100 verses with no real resolution. I even had to preach KJV. Was this college degree worth it? I never played music until I got to college, and I purchased a bass for cheap so I could make a band with my buddies. For a few years, I was convinced I would be in a successful rock band. I wasn't sure where youth ministry would fit into that, and this dream quickly felt more like a frustration. But I did start playing on the worship band because of this, and I hate to say it, but we all gave up by senior year. I kept art alive by doing an art minor though. I could see a purpose in the dreams the Lord gave me, and I quickly got attached to graphic design. Maybe I could have a career in that field. It was hard to explain to my professors why I studied ministry and art. There were so many times my art felt so inferior to my classmates though. I was blessed to meet my wife in my freshman year, and I was reminded that that dream of family may happen sooner than I thought. But I had to wait 4 more years before I saw that come to pass. But as I mentioned, the dreams you see can be a bit blurry. The band didn't work out, and ministry wasn't either, and even getting my wedding day seemed difficult. So I kept working at my job at Old Navy, and I felt like the dreams were crashing. When marriage came, I felt like it was the first real dream to come to fruition. It was a good feeling. I think every kid dreams of being married. It's so surreal when it finally happens. Am I an adult now? Do I have to pay taxes? After a lot of serving and applications and a not great interview, I'd pretty much given up on that whole youth pastor dream. But I got a call about leading at the Salisbury campus, and next thing you know, I ended up leading in youth for 7 years. This dream of being a youth pastor trumped every other. After some of my childhood dreams came to pass, Vanessa and I were ready to have our own kids. Unfortunately, we lost the first pregnancy fairly quickly in, and I remember preaching a sermon on faith that the Lord would be faithful. After a few months, Vanessa became pregnant again, and we had a child of our own, and then a second, and a third on the way, and I started to consider what their dreams may be. I couldn't quiet this longing to create though. I ended up designing for the youth team and all of those years doing some freelance. I never felt very adequate at that skill set, but I loved it too much to stop. To my surprise, I had an opportunity to take a role as the creative director at church. Looks like that design dream had purpose all along. I wish I could tell you I had a full vision of every dream the Lord placed in my heart before it came to pass, but that wouldn't be true. Sometimes I think the Lord just wants us to be faithful in the present and use what He gave us. He can work out the rest. He is a better designer than I will ever be.